Alright guys, today's electrical little tutorial is going to be how to cut in a double gang receptacle when you already have a receptacle here. Stand by guys. Okay, so the first thing you want to do for sure is to make sure your power's off. Now what I did is I let the lamp go until the breaker is turned off, and I double checked with the meter and it is dead. So now we're going to go ahead and move the stuff away. As you see, I have a problem here. I'm trying to plug in 2 lamps and a hairdryer and it's not going to work. Now, one thing that you want to make sure of is you make sure that your circuit is able to hold another receptacle. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to go into great detail right now, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, you may want to go ahead and contact an electrician. Luckily for me, I'm an electrician, and I know how many receptacles are on my circuit, and we're going to go from there. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to go ahead and cut this box in with a nail-on box that's already in there, and we're going to add this here, so stand by guys. Alright, so what we want to do is when I come here and go and take our cover off, now we know it's dead, and I'm going to change the color of this one to white because that's what we like. When I bought the house, obviously it was all ivory. So, go ahead and unscrew it. Okay, so this is a perfect opportunity for me to tell you. I haven't told you on any of my videos yet, but today I'm going to tell you. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so if you look at the back of these receptacles, there's little holes in them. You can actually push the wire through there. Now, they did it on these, and I never recommend it. Because for one, those things loosen up after time, and it's never a good thing when they loosen up. Because loose connections always cause heat. Heat causes fires, and there you go. So don't ever put them in the back. Now obviously, probably out there at my house, it's probably like that. But when I wire a house or wire a switch or receptacle, I never do that. So let me bring you down here and show you how it looks. So you can see how it's pushed in the back instead of around the screws, and you can see how it's broke. Now you see I didn't break anything, I just pulled it out and it's broke, and see how the neutral in this one's already pulled through. So you just don't want to do that. That's never a good thing, and I don't ever recommend it. So the first thing we're gonna have to do obviously is go ahead and cut our wires off here, because you can push a screwdriver in the back of these, and I'll show you after I get it off, and release these wires. But at this point, it's just no use for me to even just go ahead and cut them and be done with it. And like I said, I'll show you. And I always, like I've always said, I always leave the ground to last. Put the ground on first, take it off last. Alright, so if you put them in right here, you can take a screwdriver and slide it in the slot and these are released, but I'm not doing all that. This is no good to me now. I would never use a receptacle again because first of all it's broke, and after it's been pushed in there, I just don't trust it. For 69-79 cents, you can just buy a new one and be done with it. Now, we have to put this box in place of that one. So first thing we need to do is make sure we know what side the stud's on. Looking at this box, so we know it's a nail on, we have to figure out where is the stud. Okay, there's several ways to do that. Obviously you can stick a screwdriver in there, which that's what I'm going to do, and I can see it's right there. Okay, and then you want, before you go cutting any receptacles in, you want to make sure that there's nothing right in there. Okay, and there is plenty of ways to do it. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and show you my favorite way to do it. I already know there's no stud there because I've been in this wall before, but I'm going to go ahead and show you one of my favorite tools to use. I was going to try to save it for another video, but I'm going to show you on this one. Alright, so if you've ever seen a screwdriver that ever looks like this, it's called an offset screwdriver, okay? And it kind of spins around. This, to me, was one of the stupidest things I ever bought, until I realized that if you stick it in your box, roll it up, you can roll it around and you can see if there's a stud, because it sits just like this on your wall, and you can roll it around and you can see. So let's say your stud will stop right there, okay? So if it stopped right there, let's say it stopped right there, you have to hold the screwdriver, not the handle, at that point. Pull it out, okay? and you know it was right there, you know that there's a stud right there. So I know this is free for as long as this box is wide. So you see, this is perfect for a double gang box, as you can see. Perfect. All right, another thing about this box is this is a nail-on box. This is a cut-in box. So when we go to cut this out, it's gonna, well, break this box out. It's gonna look really terrible. It's gonna look like this is small, or this is big, and then my next one will be small. Two things you can do, okay? You can see if it'll hold. If you know you're gonna be pulling stuff out heavily, you may want to drive a couple screws in this box into the stud here, okay? Or you can just leave it, and if you're just gonna leave lamps plugged in all the time, then you're good to go. All right, so luckily both of my wires are coming from the top. So I'll show you how to get it out of there real quick, okay? First things you want to do is take your grounds loose, because that is going to be important to get your wires out of that box. All right, so both of the wires are now broke loose. All right, now what we have to do is get this box out. Now this is where it becomes a little tricky, all right? So we know that the stud is right here. So the best thing I can tell you to do is to push the box back as far as you can. Okay, now you know this is a deep box, which it is. It's a fairly deep box. You know there's sheetrock right on the side of this wall, so you have to be kind of careful. Best thing to do is to work it, twist your screwdriver back and forth. Okay, so you'll take it and you'll just go ahead and push it. There you go, and it's off the wall. Now, what do you do at this point? There's a couple things you can do. You can leave it in the wall temporarily with the wires pushed in there, which that's what I'm going to do because this is the easiest route to show you. And I'll show you how to get it out after it's all done, okay? Push the wires back in there. Alright. You're going to take, see, there's a stud. So you're going to take your box, because you want the ears to be as center as possible, okay? You're going to take a level. You're going to level your box up. Alright, as level as possible. You got to keep in mind that the stud is still there, so see I just adjusted mine? Alright, take it, and you're going to draw a line. Draw a line. Use a pencil, guys. It only takes a second to erase it. So, use a pen or a Sharpie. Obviously, you know what you're going to get. Sharpie marks. So, you just go ahead and... Now, if I was at somebody else's house, I'd be putting paper and everything there and, you know, something to catch all my drywall dust. But since it's my house and I'm going to clean up anyway, it doesn't really matter. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we are going to cut this out. Now you saw, see you can, I don't know if you can tell or not, but somebody's already been in this wall and messed it up. They've already fixed it, so it's kind of going to be not very sturdy anyway, so I will run some screws in the wall anyway. This is just a keyhole saw, jab saw, drywall saw. Sheet rockers will tell you it's evil. You see electricians with them. Okay. Trying to stay out of the... Just let the saw do the work. Don't push him. Just let the saw do the... Look, I'm using 2 fingers. But I'm not going to keep on doing it, but you can, you see, just... Alright. Now you can tell that this was cut in while the sheetrock was being put up because you can see the angle on it. So they had to cut around there with probably a Dremel or something. Now, one or two things you can do here. You can just drop the box in here and leave it, or you can reach up here and you can get your wires and pull your wires out of the box. I'm going to go ahead and pull this box out and get it out of this. So what you need to be careful of for sure is you don't bust the sheetrock out, because then you're going to be in trouble. So there's the nail. So I want to go ahead and be very gentle. Okay, just work my way out. Just like so. As you see, it's already busted. But I already knew this receptacle cover, I mean this hole was going to be busted a little bit because I looked at it before I started doing this, and I saw that it was compromised, so I went ahead and got a little bigger plate. So it don't really matter. All right, there you go. There is your wires, and one of them actually comes from down below. So I'm going to punch my hole in the bottom. Now what I would do if it was me, and it is me, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to push these and break them up a little bit so the wire goes in without any fighting. And this wire is coming down right in here. So I'm going to come to the farthest one here on the top, and I'm going to bend it up. So now I have both of my ears bent. You can cut them off if you want to. Some people say leave them. It don't really matter. I got plenty of room in here. So the easiest way to do this now is to push the wire in from the top, push the wire in from the bottom, we'll spin it around like so. Alright, and voila, it is in there. Now I'm going to have to fix this wire a little bit here because it didn't come. There it goes. There we go. Okay, as easy as that, easy as pie. Now I'm still going to go ahead and run a couple screws in there just because I know that this wall is compromised. I don't know if you can tell, but right here is where they patched it, and that's what I just did, but the plate will cover all that. Okay, then you want to take your screwdriver and you want to screw the ears down till they catch. Same with this one. You know, it's only plastic, guys, so don't screw till kingdom come. Just screw until it's good and tight. If you screw too much, it's possible that they could come out. All right? All right. Now, I have a knife in my pocket. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to show you a real easy tip how to strip wire after it's like this. All you have to do is take your pliers, grab it, and just pull it. It's real easy. You can probably do it with your hand too, but this way it doesn't hurt your hand or whatever. All right, and then just hit the insulation real quick, like so. There you go. Now, we're going to go ahead and make the grounds up. Now, I didn't like the way they had it because even though I know back in probably when this house was wired, it was okay just to twist them up and leave them. I'm not doing that. Alright, so after we go ahead and we get the grounds made up, you have two grounds, one for each side. You're going to want to go ahead and strip these neutrals. Go ahead and get them ready, and I'll show you. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we'll get these together. And like I said, it's always best to twist your wires. Don't just put them under the wire nut. That doesn't make a bit of sense to me. Alright. We'll go ahead and we will twist the wire nut this go around with the lines. And we'll push this one back in. I'm going to do the same with the hot. This is real world stuff here, guys. Alright. Go ahead and we'll twist them in. Now you can do it one at a time. I'm going to show you. I'm going to do it one at a time. Which I really don't like doing, but I'm going to do it this time. Just for giggles. Okay. You want to try to get them all lined up as best as possible. Alright. Cut off any little excess you might have. Do the same thing. twist them. Sometimes you hear the wire nut pop. You may or may not just go around. I don't know. Alright. It's good and tight. Alright. Same thing here. We'll push them back in here. And like I said, we're going to take our hand here. And we're going to put our thumb out like this. And we're going to cut at the end of our thumb here. That's the length we're going to need. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and strip two at the same time because I have dual strips. We'll make some curls on them. And there we go. Now, I like to go ahead and get my wires where they need to be. Alright, that way there's no guessing what needs to go where. Alright, we'll do the ground first. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten her up. Now these are 15 amp receptacles, okay? The way you can tell the 15 or 20, if we're 20, it'd have a little line right here. Alright, these are made by Hubble. I got them at Lowe's for, I want to say 69 cents, I think, so not too bad. Alright, you're going to do your neutral next, which your neutral goes on your silver screw. Tighten them up. Now a lot of people, since there's two screws unscrewed, they'll go ahead and screw both screws in. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to screw both screws in. Usually I don't. It just depends how I feel. It's not really mandatory or anything, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Alright. And we'll put the hot on. Hot goes on the gold side. So we'll just put it on there. Alright. So you want the hook to go clockwise so it stays on the screw when you tighten her up. Because if it doesn't, if you don't, it will just back right off. Alright, and you don't have to screw so tight where it breaks the plastic, because you can actually break these. And I'm not going to screw that hard. So. Alright, now we'll go ahead and we'll push it back in there, get it out of the way. Now you can use a drill if you want to. I don't recommend it because these screw heads sometimes will strip right now and it's no fun trying to get them out. I can tell you that. So I just go ahead and use my screwdriver, even though it kind of sucks. You know, you got a drill here. Some people don't have drills. So, now, one thing you can do, if you want to, you can take and bend these ears off and they'll fit right back in these holes, but some plates will actually cover that, and you won't see the gap from the wall. Get the other receptacle. We'll go ahead and we'll bend our little hooks. See if we can make sure I get. Alright, do the same thing. Ground first. Alright, so the hook's not very good bent on that one, so I'm going to have to fix this a little bit. That's okay. Actually, it's not the hook that's the problem, it's the screw. There we go. There we go. So you want it to seat down in there as best as you can, okay? You just want to go ahead and screw it to it. Alright. Same thing here with the neutral. The loop always goes clockwise. Alright. You want it tight. You don't want to torque it, like I said, too much to break it, because you can easily break these if you torque too much. I have a buddy, if he's watching, he'll know what I'm talking about. He torques the heck out of everything and strips out so many things. Alright, same thing goes. Gold on the black for the hot. Alright, we'll tighten this one down. Now what we got here is a pigtail with two ends on it. Two pigtails, really. And we've got, where we had a single receptacle, we have just one. I mean, a single receptacle, now we have a double. Not just one. That's what we had to begin with. Alright. Now, there we go. We are ready to roll. All right, and here's the plate I have. Now I bought the mid-size one because if you remember I said I knew that this wall was compromised to begin with. So I bought the mid-size one. It's the one in the medium. Small would just be a regular one you get. Medium's what I got. And you can get a jumbo, which this should cover. We'll see. So we'll go ahead and we will put them on there for you. I'm going to show you what I consider to be a good electrician, which I'm not saying that I am, but I'm going to show you a good sign of an electrician. So since I am an electrician, everywhere I go, my wife's is always like, can't believe you always look at everybody's work, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know, it's just the way it is when you're an electrician. When you're a plumber, I guess you look at plumbing stuff, and when you're whatever else you are, you look at their stuff. So, but I'm going to show you something here. Now, I probably should have got the jumbo because you see there's a little bit of space up here showing. I can put some spackling in there or whatever, but I'm good right now. Alright, so a good sign of electrician, a good electrician, I think. One that takes his time is to put their receptacle screws straight up and down with the blades. Okay? Sometimes you'll see them, people do this, or sometimes you'll see just whatever, screws like that, you know, just because they don't care. But if you took the time to make this look nice, why don't you fix the screws so they all look nice? There you go. Loose. It's perfectly tight. It's good. We're going to try it out. Alright guys, moment of truth. I just plugged this in. The breaker's back on. It held. That's a good sign. We're going to go ahead and try it. Voila. We have light. There it is. Easy as pie, guys. Make sure both sides work. Everything's good and tight. You see, it doesn't come out of the wall. We're good to go, guys. Alright guys, all that's left now is just to clean my mess up and put everything back to where it was, and we have plenty of plugs, and we're ready to go, guys. If you like what you see here, like and subscribe. Let me know if you want to see something special. Maybe I can accommodate you. God bless, and we'll see you on the next one, guys. Have a great day.